What's up, guys? Blade Master here, bringing you a 2v2 battle, a competitive 2v2 battle between Agartha and Wolf of Remus. Here is Silverwind and Houseplant from the Wolf of Remus clan versus Argetrix and Ragnar of Agartha. And we are going to be playing in planes, and Silverwind very kindly sent me this replay. Silverwind has taken the Langobards, I believe. This is the Wolf team. It's the Langobards and the Eastern Romans, and the Agarthan team or the Agartha team is Burgundians and Alans. So definite advantage to Agartha in terms of the roster selection because the Burgundians with their Royal Lancers and the Alans with their Elite Agartha warriors can definitely destroy, and of course the Burgundian Axemen can definitely destroy the rather slightly inferior build of the Ostrogoths and the Eastern Romans can muster themselves. Although you can't really take away from the Ostrogoths and Eastern Romans, they're very very good factions themselves. Especially with once the Heterea guards come into play, they can definitely destroy a lot of units very quickly. So let's start by taking a look at the Eastern Roman build. One, two, three, four, five Funditores, four Protectores Domestici, and the Protectores Domestici. Oh, some people are attacking our ally already. I was going to speak a little bit about the Protectores. The Protectores Domestici are a very interesting unit. They're a tragic unit, kind of like a Greek tragedy, or a Roman tragedy in this case. It's a very clear case of what could have been, in that the Protectores Domestici can be excellent units and very interesting units to upgrade because with some upgrades their melee attack can be boosted up to like 38, 39, 40, and they retain their very heavy melee infantry status, so they have very good mass and good armor, good health, and their morale would be increased with upgrading as well. But the problem is that attacking Testudo doesn't work, so these units are basically useless. If attacking Testudo gets improved, then these units can very well be some of the most cost-effective units, I would predict. So he's brought four Protectores Domestici, 1, 2, 3, 4 Heterea guards, 1, 2 Tagmata, and four Cataphractari, surprisingly. And one of the Funditores is very wisely charging into the Scattershot Hurlers because Scattershot Hurlers would destroy the Germanic archers if they came into range, but it doesn't look like they're in range. I'm not really sure if this is really such a wise move, especially considering that the Langobard clubmen for the Langobards are going to eat that ammo any day of the week and not lose many units at all. So, hold on. So we have only two Langobard clubmen as a front line for the Langobards, and some Germanic hurlers, three Germanic hurlers, a couple of Germanic archers, two Germanic noble Germanic horsemen, and four Germanic lancers. I see the trend towards more and more Germanic lancers than noble Germanic horsemen. That's what I see usually in games. At the very least, there are two Germanic lances picked with four noble Germanic horsemen. Just the way the meta game has changed. Looks like a shit ton of Gordon's chosen. 1 to 3 Gordon's chosen and 3 Gordon's men. Yeah, 3 Gordon's men on the left and 3 Gordon's chosen on the right, and a Gordon's warlord general. The Langobard clubmen are going to charge into the pikes of the Agarthan player, and here barbed lancers are going to charge into Funditores. Let's go over the Burgundian build for now. One barbed lancer over there, which is in the middle of a lot of things. Royal Burgundian general, one royal lancer. I guess there's two royal lancers. I believe that's the max that that the Burgundians can pick. Two noble Alani cavalry for the Alans. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Burgundian axemen, noble Germanic horsemen, and 3 pikes and a barbed javelinmen, which is a very good unit. And you just don't see them being brought enough because of the sheer overpoweredness of 4 royal lancer builds. Here, barbed lancers pulling out noble Alani, as I said, for the Alans, some Germanic hurlers, 4 Germanic archers, I would say, skirmish line, and some elite Sarmatian cataphracts with 6 elite Agartha warriors. Very, very powerful build from the Agartha players. Germanic hurlers being pulled back. Here, Tagmata cavalry going to engage with noble Alani cavalry. Tagmata cavalry will die. and the elite Agartha seem to be moving in closer. Langobard Clubman got charged at by the Royal Burgundian General and then died, but the Germanic Pikes got 90 kills. I guess that was on hurlers. Here, Elite Galatasaray Warriors going to charge in, but the Langobard player might have something to say about that. Elite Galatasaray Warriors getting slaughtered by Noble Germanic Horsemen. Here, the Royal Burgundian General going to charge into the rear of those Noble Germanic Horsemen. Here, Pike line has disappeared for the Alani player under the weight of the Protectoris Domestici. Royal Burgundian General pulled very quickly out of that battle. Very smart play there. Langobard Clubmen forced to charge in. This is definitely not a situation they would like, but they're basically going to serve as meat shields, dissipate the charge of the Burgundian Axemen, and then the Golden Chosen are going to charge in. But meanwhile, the Scattershot Hurler is getting decent kills, and the Barbed Javelin Men with their bonus versus infantry javelins getting a ton of kills there. Noble Germanic Horsemen dying to Germanic Lancers, it looks like. And some Gordon's men going to come in to support. This side of the battle will go in the Langobard's favor by a long margin, by a huge margin. Here, the Gordon's Warlord has already come into support to counteract these elite Agartha warriors, but they will suffer a lot from the charge from these noble Alani cavalry, but the noble Germanic horsemen have taken the brunt of that charge, it looks like. And now Burgundian Axemen are going to come into support here. This is a very interesting blob to be engaged in because we have a lot of high value units and a general. The the Alani general coming in to charge into the Palatina guards. And then the Protectoris Domestici are going to rush in to try and hold them out. Hetrea guards already double experience chevron. Didn't even look at this. I need to pull this out a bit more. There's just so much going on. The Hetrea guards down. Oh, they're getting slaughtered by the elite Galatasaray. It's definitely not something that I would have anticipated. I guess maybe they didn't get a proper charge. Hetrea guards here still doing pretty decent for themselves. The Barbed Lance is dying. Elite Galatasaray warriors starting to waver. The Alani general down. The Cataphractari dead. So it definitely looks like there are more cavalry on the field for Agartha. Although it is very, very close at this point. The Cataphractari are going to come in for a charge on the Alani general. But it's going to get some kills, but at the end of the day, there's not going to be much of a point unless the Funditores are shooting into the rear. It does look like they're shooting into the rear, and the Alani general is down to 30 units. Elite Agartha warriors getting charged at by Noble Germanic Horsemen, and they're going to take a ton of casualties from there. Let's focus on the middle. Elite Agartha down to 38 units. The Royal Burgundian General down to 36 men, but the Gordon's Warlord down to 27. They are berserk and they've gotten a fuck ton of kills there. 159 kills. But it's going to be very easy for them to just get destroyed. There we go. Allies General has fallen. So that means the Langobard player is going to start wavering. But not necessarily, because so many units are just berserk, so they're really not going to care. Look at them, they're all confident. So that's the bonus of having Gordon's Chosen and Gordon's Men. 176 kills here, just completely slaughtering the Burgundian flank. Barbed Javelin Men, almost a double experience run. Like I told you guys, Barbed Javelin Men, very, very good units. And these, I think they are the elite tier. Yeah, I think they are the 700 talent Javelin Men. So it's a lot of price, it's a lot of money that you're paying for a Javelin unit, but you definitely get your money's worth. It's one of those few skirmish units or elite skirmish units that are really good. I might just do a unit review on them. I need to get a couple more games with the Burgundians and the Barbed skirmishers before I can do that. As for the game, it's going very, very close. It's getting very, very close. The Gordon's Warlord, even though the general died, they're still hale and healthy. Well, they're not hale and healthy, but they're definitely acting like it. They're still steady. They're chasing after the they're not chasing after the Protectoris Domestici. They're chasing after this blob here. Both the generals for the Wolf clan are in very precarious positions. Although the Alani general and the Royal Burgundian general are not much better off either. I don't really know. I think the Alani general has died, which probably led to this mass rout. And the Burgundian Axemen, of course, they don't have great morale. It does look like Wolf Clan is going to win this. Gordon's men chasing off that Royal Lancer, and the Royal Lancer has routed. That has to be because, well, that I'm not really sure why they would, because the Royal Lancers have excellent morale, and they do have discipline too. So that's a strange coincidence. Here, Palatina guards. Oh God! Oh good lord! Oh fuck! Palatina guards just got trashed by those Noble Alani cavalry. They were in shield wall, but they were far too thinly spread. But I mean, either ways, they were going to get destroyed. General has fallen, so that means these Protectores Domestici, who have done very well. It looks like double experience chevron. General recently died. They don't have discipline, even though they're Roman units, which and okay they're shaken, but I guess the oh no the Gordon's Warlord doesn't have encourage, so I'm not really sure. Gordon's Warlord, yeah, he doesn't have encourage, so I'm not really sure how these Protectores Domestici are still staying in the battlefield. I guess it's because there's still the balance of power is definitely in Wolf's favor. Noble Alani, what should they do? I guess at this point it's best to just go after the Gordon's men. But just too many Gordon's men. They've done so well. 233 kills, 48 kills, and I think the Gordon's men in general won this game for the Wolf Clan. The Heterea guards performed less than. What's the best way to put this? They did well, but they could have done a lot better, judging from the matches that I've seen before involving Heterea guards. But you can't take anything away from them since they were fighting up against elite Agartha warriors. And the Gordon's men completely destroyed the left flank. If you're looking at it from the Wolf perspective, they completely destroyed the left flank because there was hardly any cavalry support, and it looked like most of the Burgundian axemen were. Well, suppose this was the left flank. Most of the Burgundian axemen were fighting in the middle and trying to overpower the middle, and that definitely led to a lot of casualties for Wolf in the middle. But at the end of the day, as you can see here, the Gordon's men just completely slaughtered that flank and have just come in to try and destroy the remnants right now. The barbed javelin men, 219 kills here. One volley left for Agartha, very wisely saving up on his ammo. But it's just not going to be enough. The Gordon's men. That's the thing about accuracy in this game. It's really weird. Like, Gordon's men should have been taking a lot more casualties, especially in such a late stage of the game. But now it really doesn't matter. If these were 3 slingers with 1 volley left, the Gordon's men would have taken far more casualties, I think. Barbed Javelin men here, 220 kills. How's that for an elite skirmish unit? And now the Royal Burgundian General going to charge into the rear of these Gordon's men. Wolf of Remus definitely not trying to win this game as easily as possible. But the Gordon's men, he's popped Brace, very smartly done. Popped Brace with his Gordon's Warlord. And now that's going to give them an extra bonus versus cavalry. And then the Noble Cavalry are basically destroyed. The Gordon's men are going to waver. It is a very, very close game. But the Protectores Domestici are probably going to be too much for the... Holy shit! Oh, no way! The Royal Burgundian General is going to rear charge these Protectores Domestici. And these guys are definitely going to waver because of the fear of the Royal Burgundian General. Holy crap, look at how close this game is, you guys. This is an amazing game. Oh my god, who's going to win this? I have no idea who's going to win this. Okay, the cavalry is gone. The cavalry is gone. The Germanic archers are not going to survive this. Well, how about that for a close as fuck game? Pyrrhic victory to Wolf of Remus. The very definition of Pyrrhic victory. Silverwind, he played very well with his Protectores Domestici. You definitely don't see these number of kills for these guys, especially considering that attacking Testudo is basically useless. I think he killed a lot of pikes, which gave him a lot of kills, but that said, he still had 2 of them at full strength, which was so crucial to Wolf of Remus winning this game. They were so essential at the last stages, especially because the Langobards for Houseplant, who did very well on his side, the Langobards, the Gordon's men got completely slaughtered by that charge from those depleted Noble Alani, even though he did very well by putting Brace, which is a very smart move. And that maybe if he didn't use Brace, Wolf of Remus probably would have lost this game. But If the two Protectores Domestici weren't there, then these Gordonsmen, you saw them routing. Like, there was no way that Wolf Remus would have won this. Funditor is kind of wasted. These are very low kills for slingers. On the other hand, the Germanic archers, these are very decent kills for Germanic archers. Elite Agartha, well, isn't that a contradiction? I mean, Funditores are so cheap, whereas Germanic archers are 250 talents. But, usually you can see easily 60 to 70 kills on Funditores. Elite Agartha warrior is doing very well. Some of them got destroyed, but that's just the name of the game. If you bring 5 Elite Agartha warriors, you can't possibly, take control. I mean, keep all of them super safe. It's a risk bringing 5 of them, and these guys more than made up for it with their high amounts of kills. The Elite Sarmatian Cataphract is kind of a waste because they're pretty expensive. Noble Alani Cavalry, 2 of them brought, 2 of them did very well. As for Houseplant, the Gordonsmen did pretty decently. Gordon's Chosen, though, that's a disappointment because they could have definitely done a lot better. The Germanic Archers did okay. The Germanic Hurlers, like 70 kills for these Germanic Hurlers is usually what I would expect Hurlers to get. Noble Germanic Horsemen did very well considering the cavalry that they were facing. And the Germanic Lancers, kind of a disappointment. As for Argetrix, two Royal Lancers brought 2 Royal Lancers whooped ass, 157, 153 kills. Barbed Lancers, he pushed up with these Barbed Lancers very quickly and they were kind of a disappointment. Burgundian Axemen proving how OP they are as a unit because they're so cheap and they just, look at the number of kills on these guys. Scattershot Hurl is very, very well done. And the Barbed Javelin Men, special props to Argetrix for bringing the Barbed Javelin Men because they did really well. They're a very expensive unit. It's a big risk to bring them, but they proved their worth in this game. Anyways, guys, that's the end of this battle. Hope you enjoyed it and stay tuned for more. Peace.